Hi everyone and welcome to another 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infonox on Friday the 28th of October. There's been a slight pullback in this major markets risk rally that we've seen on major forex, where pairs such as Eurodollar, cable pulling lower, looking at cable today, also impacting through equity markets as well, just rolling over slightly. Although the final chart I'm also looking at is an oil price rally. So interesting to look at what's going on there. But let's start off with this cable chart, where what we've seen is this recovery over recent weeks. Obviously, the political risk in the UK has been quite significant, but that risk has been easing with the new Prime Minister Sunak coming in, and we've seen this breakout, this sharp move higher, which obviously was also helped by a dollar correction as well. So more positive outlook for sterling, less positive outlook for the dollar on a near-term basis, has driven cable higher through the key resistance at 115 big figure. That was a big resistance that we saw back in October, or earlier in October, I should say, and that has now been broken to the upside. That is a really important moment because it sort of breaches this sort of line of effectively what was seen as a bit of a trading range, but then broke through that. And you can then open the next resistance at 117.50 area, that old low, the old lows that we saw back from June into maybe even before that, into June, July time. Big resistance overhead, but a pullback. Now, how the market reacts to this pullback is important because it's come as the RSI has pulled back from 60. Now, 60 was the point at which we saw the rally in July falling over, hovered around 50 and then broke back down. So it needs to now hold this support, the breakout support between sort of 113.90, 115 big figure. That is the area that we need to see holding as a support. Old resistance becomes new support. If that breaks to the downside, well, I've drawn in this uptrend. That uptrend currently comes in around 12.10, 12.20. It's not the best uptrend in the world, but it's just more of an indicative line, I think. But if the RSI starts to go back underneath 50, you start to question this move. Also breaking underneath, I think, those breakout areas of old resistance, 113.80, 113.90, again, sort of starts to question the move. So this is a really important moment, how the market reacts to this little mini pullback. Does it pull back into support? Is it bought? Does that support then hold, is the question. At the moment on the 4-hour chart, it's just an unwind. It's just an unwind. So this is still a recovery play that is in motion. It's just pulling back into support, but can that support hold is the question that traders need to find out in the next few days. And onto the oil price. Well, it's interesting that we have seen this recovery in oil in the last few weeks. I'll show you this on a more considerable scale. This is going back to quite some time, about 18 months, and you can see these old lows throughout 2022. These old lows are now a basis of resistance, and how the market reacts around this resistance is crucial. This resistance is basically around 100 big figure, 99 to 100 big figure, big resistance. But look at this RSI, having been consistently throughout this trend lower. RSI consistently failed underneath 50. It's now above 50 and holding above 50. So that's recovery territory momentum. And you can see this with the building of this new uptrend into the resistance. This new uptrend means higher lows, and the resistance means testing of resistance overhead. So this is a crucial moment. How the market again reacts around this resistance. It hit 97.60 and fell over yesterday. 99.55 is that reaction high that we saw a few weeks ago. Key resistance underneath 100 bucks. If you see 100 bucks on the oil price again, that really is, I think, breakout territory and up and away to the next move higher. But at the moment, it's just consolidating what was a near-term move higher. And you can see this through the 4-hour chart as well, a more positive 4-hour RSI, pulling that back to 50. If again it finds support around 50 and moves higher, that continues this recovery. So oil is in this recovery phase. You've got support around that sort of 94 to 95 area. Again, support around there. So it's looking more positive now. And finally, onto the DAX. Again, a crucial moment. This recovery that we've seen in the DAX. Look at that recovery we've had. Near-term recovery, breaking through resistance, more positive momentum. But we've been here before. Couple of levels out. Look at this recovery that we saw back in April, May, recovery that we saw back in July into August. All of this failing around this downtrend, this primary downtrend. So we've been here before. Is this the moment at which the DAX rally falls over? Yesterday's candle, negative. Today's candle, not great. You certainly have this run of higher lows in place still. I mean, you can't really draw a proper uptrend in place. It's pretty steep. It's likely to be broken in some stage in the next couple of days, but that uptrend is an initial indication. Maybe if that gets broken, that is a concern. But you need to see the DAX finding support now on this little pullback. You've got this breakout support initially around 12,700, but what's probably more important is around that 12,930 area. Breaking back underneath that little mini breakout level is an important moment, so that needs to hold. But DAX is looking okay, but it needs to continue to move higher. That resistance at 13,250 area up towards 13,550 area is crucial overhead. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you next week. Thank you very much.